Hello everyone. Welcome. My name is Brian Jennings. This channel exists to discuss the nature of reality, and it was created to discuss the nature of my relationship with Quentin Tarantino. I am an actor as well as a writer, though unknown as of yet outside of this channel. And as a result of a series of letters and reviews that I wrote in protest, Quentin canceled the film last June. That set into motion a sequence of events that led to where we are now. I'm not going to go through the whole thing again, but I decided to make the channel sometime around March. And then in the beginning of April, I took all of the videos down, and it was dormant until perhaps maybe in the middle of May. The reason being that everything between the canceling of the film up through the new year was Quentin exploiting my trust, and I did hurt him. I don't deny that. That Tribeca was him opening his heart up. I see that, and that's why I quit my job. That's why I jumped onto the street. He saw it as some sort of like desperate plea for fame, you know, but that wasn't what it was. It was me respecting the craft, right? That this thing that we're talking about here, this clairvoyance thing, remote viewing thing, it's very serious. And so in that way, my knowing failed me. And I'll regret that on some level for the rest of my life. At the first of the year, I began remote viewing in earnest for the first time. The woman whom he alleged was his daughter. Her name was Allison Tarantino, A-L-L-Y, ally son. First bitch who pops up. I doubt he knows her. I don't know, maybe he does, but says she's South African. Says she speaks Afrikaans. I mean, maybe that's, I suppose those they can be mutually exclusive, but I doubt they are. And so, within a couple of days, didn't take long, no more than 1 week of remote viewing her and having them torture me, thereby, he admitted that he has no daughter. And so I've been trying to come clean ever since, because the depth of the campaign against me is so, of such a serious degree, is so broad and unavoidable that in that moment it became obvious that he's just wanted me to blow my brains out for a long time, right? And so I started coming clean as best as I was able. I wrote everyone involved, said this guy's evil, he's been attacking me in a dangerous way, and I see now he's been telling all of them that I'm insane for a long time, and these are the two positions. I'm insane, he's evil. But I tried to get Fish. I wrote Fish in an effort to help us reconcile. When I botched Tribeca, I said, oh, well, let me write Trey, and I asked if I could play on stage with him. I'm a really good guitar player, and play Solid again, and then we premiered the trailer. And though I speculate, he threw me under the bus immediately. I'm sure of it. And so I wrote them again, knowing that they had a couple of West Coast dates in April. And I said, oh, well, you know, like I know that he hates me, but the book that I've written, which is called Building a Coven, as in a witch's coven, that on the shelf, that's its own spell. Can I come read the section of my novel that reveals that the movie Critic got canceled? It's called The Journalist in the novel. And of course I never heard anything from them, and then while they were playing in Seattle the first night, I had his picture and I was trying to remote view him. And he, and perhaps it was all him, but I suspect it was several other people, they all collapsed, right? Their psychic intention, their radiation of intention upon me, and, right, took palpable steps towards casting a spell of destruction, towards attempting to give me AIDS with clairvoyance, essentially, with wisdom. And so when it hit pure evil, right, when that occurred, I said, no, we're good. You keep the scene. We're good. No money, no nothing. You just go anywhere else. And I took everything down because I don't want to be subjected to that constantly. It's really dangerous and evil. I could do the same thing, but he would murder me. And so if you're interested in learning more about that, I have a video. It's called A Plea to the Pope. And it gives you, maybe not a completely thorough breakdown, just for the sake of it being high evil, but it will explain to you exactly what occurred to me. And so after a couple of more weeks of that, he told me he wants me to sue. This is about my scene. I sent him a scene. And so I took a job sorting trash, and he thought that it was funny and appropriate, though I was spending every single dollar on trying to appease him to get this lawsuit. He thought that it was funnier to use hypodermic needles to traumatize me and make me believe that he's poisoning my body and poisoning my magnetic body. And so I quit. I quit because it was too much. As far as he was being a bully because my attention was diverted. Because they said, okay, you stand here and you sort this trash. And so while I was doing that, right, he thought it was funny. He thinks it's a funny pastime. The dark arts. The reason that I say magic, it's very important to make this distinction. and just to wrap this up, I've been making videos ever since I quit my job, which was sometime in July. The reason I say magic is because there's stratas of conditions within humanity, within society. And so all through time, there has been the troubadour, the artist. And the things that they do on the purest level, as far as writing a book, singing a song, etc., is in fact an act of occult will and intention. And so, on the highest levels of that is the remote viewing clairvoyant. And so the things that people refer to as psychic, telepathy, telekinesis, psychokinesis, thaumaturgy, remote viewing, they're all the same things, not different things, not similar things, the same things that people refer to as magic and sorcery in centuries past. So, would they use the same verbiage? I don't know. It's none of my business. You know, that was my shot. Like, I see that. I get it. But he loves that scene. It's a badass scene. It's a moment of blind rage. And so everything that he's done has been in an effort to cause me to expire. And so now the reason I'm making videos, or I haven't been making videos of late, I don't know if this is true, but I suspect that he shot my scene. Very recently. And while he was doing it, he was meditating on my demise in a palpable way and put a real fear in me, like real dangerous evil. Right? It's like a poltergeist, like hovering over you. Right? All because he couldn't cut it. He couldn't cut the scene. It's too good. So, I suspect that's why the evil was so bad this weekend, that he was in the process of shooting my scene and resented me for not being there with him. And now, I'm in palpable fear, like palpable, ugly, dangerous fear, every single day, all day, every day. And so this is why we're talking about it, right? After he tried to poison me, right? These are really base, ugly tactics. I said, okay, I have to talk about it. And so I have a document, as well as an email that I'll be reading on here soon, and I'll be putting it on the description of all the videos I make moving forward. Just to remind everyone that this isn't about money. He can have the scene for free. Just move on with your life. But that's like, now I'm saying it again. We're good. I get it. I blew it. Sure. And that's it. That's it. There's nothing else to say there. Right? I'm gluing together triangles right now if you're wondering what I'm doing. There's 120 of them. I've taken to doing this while I make my videos that I have an environmental. I don't know what motivates him, honestly. I don't understand how you could just dwell on evil. This is what makes me think he has other people. Maybe it's all him. I don't know. I don't know, but it's really sad how ugly it's gotten as far as our psyches. Right? Like he spent so much time watching me, even just during the months between Tribeca and the first of the year. Canceling the film through the first of the year. And he's spent enough time remote viewing me to embed himself within my psyche and embed me within his psyche forever. Forever. Not for a day, not for a week. Perhaps in 5 years it'll be better, but it won't be better in a year. No, it's an exponential relay. I've talked about this before on the channel. Every time an individual remote views someone living, right? I call it the square law. Here's a square. Right? That every time someone remote views someone, however long or short it may be, if they do it sincerely, they are then 4 times more connected psychologically, spiritually, psychically, than either of the persons are with anyone else in the world. And so the second time someone remote views someone, they're 9 times stronger. 3 squared is 9. The third time is 16, right? 4 squared is 16, etc., 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 on and on and on and on and on. Right? In the same way that Newton's gravitational constant is the inverse square law. That every time an object raises twice as high in elevation, the gravitational force exerted within it upon it is only 1/4 of the strength that it was at the previous elevation. So, my point being that Quentin has spent some 150 hours remote viewing me. And it's gotten to such a degree that it's a case study. And despite the fact that I strive to just live my life, he has created this condition within himself. And this is another reason why I'm in fear. Because at any moment, he could just hit his breaking point psychologically, right? And send someone to murder me. And so that's why I have my fucking, my email that I sent to the press, right? And this is why we're making these videos every day. Because it's cool, like I get it, you hate me, like, we're good. We're good. No money. You keep the scene. We're good. Surely that's enough. Right? Most badass scene in that movie. Right? And so, this weekend was really difficult. I've been working on things. I'm almost done with the rhombicosidodecahedron. I just had to put these triangles together, and there's 120 of them. It's not like, that doesn't take 2 minutes. But I got it down to about as fast as I can do it. And then I'm going to paint it, and then I'll probably make another video putting it together. I don't know what to think. You know, I went to church with my mother this morning. We're always together. Boom, right there. I pray for his salvation, all in vain. Maybe not. I know that he must love something. Surely he loves his children. I just can't imagine like going through the world being so obsessed with what you don't have instead of seeing what you do have. And I suppose there's a psychological truth there. He who names it shall never know it. Right? And I'm excited about 12th night. I did something really funny, and I'll talk about it in the weeks to come. But my book's called Building a Coven. Anyway. I appreciate everyone who's watching these videos. I live in a constant state of fear. And when I tell you that his behavior, his treatment of me this weekend was the most dangerous, ugly evil that he can always deny, again, right? Like, these are the two positions. I'm not saying he's evil. And, you know, I don't know. You know, I don't know, like, why he would want to persist in this way unless he does intend to kill me. That's... right? Why he would, like, continue to fester on me and all of it. I suspect the people around him are telling him to pay me for my scene. And that's the source of his disdain. Last night I had a revelation. I've been taking sleeping pills for a time. Seroquel. It's been around forever. And so when my anxiety was really high from Quentin's treatment of me, I went back to the doctor, and I wanted, like, Xanax. They just gave me more Seroquel. I don't know how I feel about it, but I took all of it last night, and then I didn't really go to sleep. It's been hard to sleep because I'm afraid he's going to torture me in my dreams, you know. And again, all of these things are scientifically valid as far as remote viewing. This is not New Age, nonsensical, hippie horseshit, right? This is real, objective science. So inevitably, I went to my bed and I laid down and I closed my eyes, and within 2 minutes, boom, I was there. As far as remote viewing, and I thought about it. I thought, what is different now? Like, why is it so much easier now? And of course, the great irony is that it's the Seroquel, isn't it? That Quentin's design, if it wasn't to see me dead in the ground, is to see me slobbering mad on Thorazine, permanently hospitalized. And what he learned last night is that all the medications that they give people like that in those hospitals all put them, they would put me into a meditative trance so that I could remote view instantly. And again, keep in mind, I've never stared at his picture. Nope. Never spent any time looking at him. It's all him looking at me. Right? That it's a two-way, it's an aperture, it's a psychic window. You understand? That when he goes out, right, I come in. I go in, he comes out. Right? So, I don't know how he feels about that. I'm not interested in remote viewing. I see it as a violation. But he's put us both in such a condition that likely I can't control it. It doesn't work that way. So, I thought there was a poetic irony to that. Because he could have just not even paid me. He just said, you blew it. Could have wrote me a letter. So, what's the truth of the matter? That's why I'm writing. Right? That's why I'm telling everyone around me to reach out to William Morris Endeavor, right? Because silence is its own answer, isn't it? Right? If William Morris Endeavor, as well as Quentin, refuse to acknowledge me in any way, it's likely because I am the reason he canceled the film, and he doesn't want to admit it. But he also doesn't want to lie to the public at large. Right? If he has nothing to hide, if he canceled the film for a different reason, what does Robert De Niro have to say about it? What does the director of the Tribeca Film Festival have to say about it? Right? It's fine. I'm a loser. It's fine. He hates this about me. That I'm just like, no, we need to bring it into the public, right? But what I'm saying is that wisdom is its own weapon. Right? And I'm not interested in wielding the sword of wisdom towards someone else's destruction. Not only because he has $300 million and he'll murder me in an instant if I try any of these things, but because it is a pure act of evil and malevolence to do so. No thanks, we're good, keep the scene, no money, no nothing, we're good. And I can never stop him. Only his ethical heart can stop him. Only the people around him can stop him. So, right, 9601 Wilshire Boulevard, that's the address. Right, 310-285-9000. That's the dispatch number. The email address is msimpson@wmeentertainment.com. Aemanuel is aemanuel@wmeentertainment.com. Right? Shiny Penny Productions. Right? The lady's name is Stacy Scher. I don't know her phone number. They don't want to put that number up. So, all of life is expressing a noble divinity. Right? Like she says in Cloud Atlas, from womb to tomb, it's a graceful unfoldment. Right? And when I say that, I worry that he's going to murder me. And hopefully that's not true. Psychic clairvoyance is a bandwidth, a condition of phenomenon within all of humanity, within all of creation, as all of creation is a psychic intellectual reflex. So, the things that I'm saying must have intellectual validity if there is a divine creator which creates all of creation. If there's not, then there is no such thing as a psychic. It's only cold reading, it's only intuitive. I hope everyone has a good week. Hold those dear to you close. Know that life is not an accident. Do something nice for someone else. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Pray for me. Pray for Quentin. Pray to bring this to an amicable resolution. God bless.